Okay, so it's officially started. Yes, it's me, Spi Studios. I kind of have like a new setup going back here. I just have like a backdrop. Yes, I'm in my college dorm room to answer, I guess, like the first question of this video. I'm gonna move this light over because it's kind of weird right now. Okay, hopefully, maybe that's better. Me experimenting with a light. Okay, I don't know. I think that might be fine. All right, hopefully that's good. If not, I don't know. I'm just experimenting with like new techniques and stuff. But basically, I'm sorry for the unprofessionalism. I didn't really start this that professional. That's kind of what happens with live streams where I'm like trying to get it started and it just doesn't work. And I'm just like, okay then. But hopefully it's a little bit more professional than previous streams because I haven't done this for like 8 months. I think the last time I streamed was in January. So I don't know. But basically, this stream is just going to be me answering a bunch of questions. So if you have questions, throw them all at me. That's essentially my plan for this whole stream. I don't really have anything planned to talk about, so I'm just going to be answering all the questions that you have about me or the book that I'm writing or future of the channel or just like stuff in general, just life in general. Any questions? Okay, we have some questions so far. I'm going to scroll up to the very top of the chat because there might have been some questions that I haven't answered. Yes, I'm in my college dorm. I have a new setup back here. And is that SPI? Yeah, it's me. If you couldn't tell by the shirt. And the hat, SPI Studios. Okay. Do you remember me? Please say that you remember me. Yes, I remember you. You were from one of my other streams. I remember you from that. And you might have commented on some of my videos. Do you watch anime? I don't. I think like the only anime that I've watched is Pokemon because I had a phase where like Pokemon Go became super popular. So I was like, okay, Pokemon, what is this? I'm gonna start watching the show and stuff. And it was one of those shows where it's like it repeats the same thing over and over again. And then I just kind of got tired of it. Like the first season had 80 episodes with like the same plot line basically. It's like the villains come and they try to capture Pikachu or something like that, Team Rocket, for those of you that know what I'm talking about. But they were great for about the 80 times that they were on in the first season. I don't know. Let's see, what else? How's college? That's a very loaded question because it could mean how is my college right now? Like, is it a good college? It could mean, is my semester going great so far? College could mean classes. It could mean friendships and everything like that. It could mean, am I doing well? I don't know. I'm just gonna say in general, things are pretty okay so far. It's kind of just been like me getting back into the routine and like seeing everybody again that like I became friends with last year, which has been super cool. I'd say like one of the more difficult parts is trying to start my channel back up because this backdrop I like threw together a few days ago, I think. No, maybe it was like a week ago. Whenever I recorded my last video, which was an update video. So it's been kind of difficult trying to get back on YouTube when it's really hard to get a location. But I think I have a good location working out. It's literally just like a bed sheet on my wall, but hopefully it's good. I don't know. Okay. How did you make your logo? Simple. There's basically a website called Cool Text, and you can like search up fonts and all that and use it for thumbnails. And I used one of them. I forgot which one it's called. It's like Nova or something. And I basically edited that font and I combined it with like a dark blue background. And then I've just like used it as the logo for my just channel art and my channel and merch and stuff, which isn't available right now because not really many people bought it. So I was like, I'm not really going to be selling it if nobody's going to buy it. So I might release some more merch if you guys want me to later on. But right now it's not for sale just because there haven't been sales, so I don't know. Okay, will there eventually be 6 ninja in SOS? Aren't there already though? Like Sensei Brown, and then is Sensei Brown a ninja? I mean, he's a ninja master, he's a sensei, but if you think of him as a ninja, and if you watch the latest trailer for, I guess I can say the title, because you guys should have seen it by now. Student of Wind, this SOS movie, kind of 6 ninja. The anime chicken, what is the meaning of life? Uh, Chicken. No, I'm just kidding. To basically getting on a deeper level here, from like what I've heard, the meaning of life is to basically like spread peace and love and stuff, like the love of God, and try to kind of like bring more people into his kingdom, basically like help other people understand like what it means to like follow him and that kind of thing. And so that's what I think the meaning of life is to do that, and to, instead of choosing to follow our own way, our own selfish desires and stuff, but to follow God's way and like spread love instead of hate. Love, not hate. That's the meaning of life. Love, not hate. Okay. That just got really deep, but I'm gonna just move on with the questions. I love questions like that. So if you have questions like that for me, that could be a joke, but could also be really deep, I love those too. Um, let's see what else. How dead is the Core 4? Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna explain that. So the Core 4 is basically, I had some Minecraft. No, why? I did not. Oh God. No. Hopefully that stays up. All right, guys. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties. Where's my mic? I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but that happened. So I'm just gonna entertain you guys in the background because I can extend my mic as I get tape. So the Core 4 is a Minecraft group. This is so unprofessional. I hope you can still hear me and it's actually connected to the mic. But the Core 4 was basically like a Minecraft group that I was friends with. We weren't originally called the Core 4. We had this name called the Alliance, and there were like 12 of us. But many of us like stopped playing Minecraft, and eventually we all came to a point where we were like, we're kind of doing our own thing and all that. And now basically that's just what's been happening. And there were about 5 of us that kind of came back, and a few more of us came back to do Havoc. Like CA Zach joined us for Havoc, and yeah, it's pretty cool. By the Core 4, we mean me. Well, kind of me. I wasn't going to be included in the 4. That was kind of the point of the joke. It's John, the Burning Baka, Nick the Chicken, Funky, if you guys know who that is. He was in Havoc and Evil Skyblock when I did those. And Fids, who's another one of our friends who was also in both of those. And then part of the joke is that I'm not included, even though I kind of started the thing. That's why it's 4 instead of 5. Okay, Funky and Fids and I did a stream the other night reacting to stupid videos. My videos? Oh, man. No, I'm just kidding. So it's kind of a reunion. Have you been bullied for doing YouTube? I haven't been bullied necessarily. I'm not even going to fix that. I don't even care. It's probably just going to fall down again. I'm going to put my mic back in my shirt. All right, hopefully that's good. Have I been bullied for doing YouTube? I haven't been bullied, but it's kind of been like that kind of thing where it's like, I wonder sometimes if I'm like I don't tell everybody about my channel. I tell like close friends and stuff. Sometimes it just comes up because somebody just like finds it or something like that. But basically, I wonder sometimes. I'm like, do I seem weird? Like I make videos where I like dress up as other characters and try to like make people laugh and that kind of thing. But is it making people laugh in the sense where like I'm weird and it seems super weird to people? I don't know. That kind of makes me feel a little bit like not concerned, but just wonder. I've never been like bullied for it, but Yeah. Okay. So, what other questions we have? How do I manage? How do I manage what? How do I manage? How do I become a manager? I don't know. Oh, how do I manage school with YouTube? Basically, it's kind of a time thing and a priority thing. Like you have to consider school priority and like focus on your schoolwork, but you also have to do it in a way where you're not putting your schoolwork ahead of like everything in your life. Like I don't think it's healthy to do schoolwork for all day every day. Like once you come home from school, you should have some time where you like can I don't know, like hang out with friends, or for me, like studying the Bible or making videos and stuff like that. Like it's good to do homework. Like you could have like a set aside time for homework, but you shouldn't let it dominate like the entire day. And I understand like some homework takes so long, but I don't think that homework usually is something that has to take so long. So I don't know. That's just kind of my opinion. Maybe it's different for some people, but um, there's other time to do things. You just kind of have to prioritize and figure out like kind of work out a schedule, that kind of thing. Hmm. I, I will find you. That's weird. I'm gonna ignore that. What other questions do we have? Let's see. Oh, thank you for subscribing. I'm not ignoring you. You just don't have a question. Do I remember you from camp? Oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah. Have you ever thought of your friends who wait, who have you ever thought if your friends who support you actually don't care and think you won't succeed? This happened to me. Um, I mean, like, I don't let it bother me. Like, obviously, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that could happen, but I don't let it like get to me. Basically, Zach is saying, "Dude, I've been trying to ask you a question for like 10 minutes. What is your question?" Oh, I'm sorry, I completely skipped over Zach's question. So basically, where was I? Oh yeah, I was trying to answer that one question. Um, I mean, I wouldn't let that bring you down. Basically, like you could think of it as like, oh, what if people are actually wanting me to fail or something? But that doesn't help anybody to think of other people as like that they're against you. That doesn't help anybody. What does help is to focus on like how you can improve and how you can improve your content and improve like what you're doing and basically that kind of thing. Um, all right, I have three more questions. One from Zach because he's been waiting for like 10 minutes. I'm so sorry, Zach. What are your thoughts on Rise of the Skywalker? So originally I wasn't that excited for it because I'm like super into Star Wars, but I saw The Last Jedi and then I wasn't super into Star Wars just because I didn't really I'm not a fan of it. I'm one of those people that's just like, why did they do that? And they like changed directors and completely like altered the storyline. That's kind of how it felt to me. But with that latest trailer that they just put out with well, I don't want to spoil it, but there's a big surprise at the end of the latest Star Wars trailer, and it looks cool. Basically, they're bringing back a character from the previous movies. For those of you that don't know, I don't know. Would it spoil the surprise in the trailer if I told you who it was? I. It's a. I don't know if it'd be much of a spoiler, but they're bringing back a character from the original trilogy. Bring back a couple actually, and it's gonna be interesting, if anything. Like, I think it's going to be good based on just the recent stuff they put out. It's made by J.J. Abrams, who is the director of The Force Awakens, not The Last Jedi, but the one before it, which I liked more. So I'm I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to seeing how it turns out. When did you put God before anything? That's a good question because basically that's like a constant thing where it's like I have to continuously like try not to focus on myself, try like put God before myself. Like like all the time. It's not something that just happens like at one point in time. But I kind of get what you're saying. How like when did I first like think about it? I don't know if I don't know if there's like a specific time where I thought, hey, I'm just gonna put God before everything. Like I'm just gonna focus on that. But I became a Christian at like a young age, and I kind of just didn't really like it kind of clicked for me in a way, where I believed, but I didn't grow as much as I am now, basically, if that makes sense. I'm gonna get water because my throat's dying. And it's like a few years ago when I was kind of getting into college. It was like my junior or senior year. I think it was like my junior year when I started this channel, when I started Spi Studios, and when I ended my Minecraft channel, and that my life just kind of like shifted in a new direction. Like I wasn't that outgoing, but I felt like God was kind of leading me to become a more outgoing person. And I switched YouTube channels, and I started this channel where it's one of those where it's instead of gaming, it's me trying to be fun on camera and that kind of thing. And that, as well as like trying to like bring people into my youth group, because I was kind of one of the older guys in my youth group at the time. Those two things like helped me to become more outgoing, and just God used like both of those to kind of help me to become more outgoing and follow Him more, and that really helped with putting what He wants over what I want. So I'm sorry if that made some people leave, but that's just kind of what I believe and how I've grown. I think it's really helped me. And if you have any questions about that, like you can ask me in the chat now. You can message me on Instagram or something. It's just something that I feel like can help anybody is following God's will. So that was a really good question. Thank you for that. And how do you stay motivated? Just that. Like there's been situations in my life recently where I've just been like, how can I be motivated? Like what if something bad happens? How can I stay motivated? Well, one thing has been writing my book, because I felt like that's something that God wants me to do. And there's like other things that come into my life, like sometimes YouTube, where I'm like, I want to work on a YouTube video or something like that. And then I'm like, oh wait, I still have to write this book. And I feel like God's leading me to write the book. And instead I'm like, no, I have my excuses. I'm gonna focus on this or this. And writing is one thing that motivates me. Getting more into the word and realizing my voice is dying again, and realizing like there is hope, and by I'm sorry, my voice though, and by persevering like through the hard times, you can grow as a person and become a better person by fighting through them and persevering. And so that's some good motivation right there. All right, next question. You think Evil Ray was a vision, like Luke seeing his face on Vader's mask, or do you think it would happen? Thanks for spoiling the surprise at the end. I mean, it's on every clickbait thumbnail on YouTube nowadays. It's all the Star Wars videos. Everybody just wants to expose it just because they want views. Personally, I think it could be either one. I'm just kind of like waiting to see what happens, basically. All right, I'm going to pause the questions for a bit, and I'm just going to go live on Instagram right now, or like do a story, just so I can get some more viewers. Okay. You guys are going to be in the background. All right, here we go. Sup, everyone? I'm live on Instagram right now. So why is my face yellow in this video? Hold on, I'm going to fix this. All right, hopefully that's better. Why is it weird? Stop being weird. Oh, it's that. It's that in the background because my studio messed up. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to lower this, and I'm going to do, no, I'm still yellow. Okay, I think that's good. Sup, everyone? It is SPI. Whoops, I just ended that. This is what happens when I try to record Instagram stories. It fails horribly. I'm yellow. Let's like stand up and do it. I'm gonna do it like right here. The lighting is terrible. Okay. What? I just took a picture. I'm sorry, this should take like 15 seconds, but it takes a million years for me. I got this. Sup, everyone? It is I, Spi, and there's a stream going on. Why are you not on YouTube? Go to the stream, please. There's a stream going on. Why are you not on YouTube? Go to the stream, please. That has been probably the boldest video I've ever done, where I just call people out for not being there. All right. Wow, I have a lot more viewers now. Thank you guys for that. And questions. Have you ever thought of quitting YouTube? Oh yeah, like all the time. That's something that like not a quitter, a YouTuber like thinks of, where you might be faced with like so many things and you're just like, should I continue? Like, I don't make money from this. Is it worth it? Should I quit? Should I not? And I actually did quit. I quit like 3 YouTube channels. Before I had this channel, I was a Minecraft YouTuber, and I did that for about 2.5 years. And then I started this channel, but I also had a second channel, and I quit that channel because I was putting like so much work into it, so much effort, and it wasn't as fun as this one. So I was basically like, I feel like it would be a better idea for me to do my stop motion series on here instead of the other one, which is SPI Ninjago. And so that's kind of how I continued this channel, and I was still doing series on here. And I also had a channel, my first Lego channel, I started alongside my Minecraft channel. I'm probably not making sense because it's a little disorganized, but I had that going for like a few months. It's called Blazing Lego. Not many videos, like a few Lego reviews, and I was just like, this isn't really my thing. Like, Lego reviews are something that a lot of people do on YouTube, but personally not really my thing. I've done, I think, one on this channel, and it turned out to be like a comedy video. So if you haven't seen the Mr. E revealed video where I like say, hey, here's mystery revealed, and then I just transition into a Lego review, and you like Lego reviews, that's a good one for you. That's that's one that's on my channel. But yeah, it's just been kind of one of those things where it's like, I could quit. Like, why am I continuing? I could quit. I don't have to keep doing this, but I do this because, well, for one thing, it's for you guys. Like, you guys, I'm thankful enough that you guys watch my videos where I can put out a video and you guys can say like, oh, thank you for making this video. I enjoyed this video. This made my day. Or I'm interested to see what happens next in your next video, if it's like a stop motion, for example. So, I mean, just that like motivates me to keep going, or like realizing that I can make an impact with like the more spiritual videos, like the deeper videos. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing with a couple of my series moving forward. So I'm going to have like a lot of the fun content going, but I also am doing hopefully more how-to video skits. Like, I did a how-to video where it was on like discipleship and like reaching out to people. I did that with a couple of my friends, and like just making videos like that, like making videos with other people keeps me motivated too. And so, yeah, I I started going into another subject in that question, but I hope that answered your question. Okay. I have like no motives for YouTube because school is taking up my life. I just say like make content that you feel like is the content that you should be making, and the content that you enjoy making. Because if you're making stuff that you don't enjoy and you're not getting money for it, it's like, if you feel like that's not what you should be doing, you shouldn't be doing that. Which is kind of how I felt with SPI Ninjago. Wasn't making money from it. It kind of got to a point where it was like I was gaining subscribers. Okay, my color is changing whenever I move my hand. That's weird. I'm gonna move my light over. Okay, hopefully that's better. I think. Wait. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry. There's like a windowsill because my I'm gonna fix this real quick. Hold on. Nick, or not Nick the chicken. Somebody else is like, just fixed it. Oh yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna fix this thing. Okay, hopefully this works. It's unprofessional. I have tape because tape definitely holds things up. I'm just gonna put this up again, and hopefully tape holds it. If not, then you've been lied to your whole life. Tape is not actually useful. Oh, dude, I don't know if they'll hold. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna use like a million pieces of tape. I don't know if you can still hear me. Oof. I don't know if you can still hear me or if you just heard me there, but I basically said that I was just gonna hold it up with tape. So that's kind of what I did. I just got a bunch of tape and put it up. All right, hopefully that stays up. If not, then that's terrible. My laptop is about to die. It's so unprofessional. I'm like trying to be professional. It's not working. Okay. Are you still friends with Mitchell Studios? Yes, I am. Mitchell is one of those guys where it's like he's younger and he has like so much potential. Like I've honestly just been really impressed with like what he's able to do, um, because he's like a younger YouTuber. And like I'm friends with him. I've collabed with him before. We haven't talked as much as we did like when we were working on Villainy and Hooded and stuff like that. But I'd recommend his channel because he's just like his voices might not be like at the same level as other YouTubers, or because he's younger basically. But he does so much and he's like super talented and he can put in like emotion and like twists that like get you and you're just like, what just happened? This character was actually the villain or something like that. Or yeah, his series is I'd recommend him. Okay, let's see who else. My chat, I can't scroll up. What is this is weird. No, don't lag out on me. No, I'm missing questions. Don't lag. I'm gonna get my charger real quick. This is unprofessional, but I don't care. Okay, now it won't die midstream. All right, hopefully that's good. I'm gonna use this to get the chat because, well, it's me on Instagram. Yeah. What's up, everyone? Okay. All right, I'm just gonna use my phone for the chat because I don't know why, but my laptop. Oh, there it goes. It's working now. That's good. It's lagging for some reason. Hold the phone. Most of those twists I wrote. Zach. Yeah, Zach has a really good channel too. But I'm not going to talk about it because I promoted it too much. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's true. I have promoted his channel a lot because we collabed for Hooded. But he also has another series that he's written. It's kind of darker, so I wouldn't recommend it for like younger viewers if you're a younger viewer. But if you're an older Ninjago fan, I'd recommend it for you. Has some really good story points in it, and Lloyd has a brother in it, which I like. His name is Zion. He's pretty cool. So, yeah. What's your Instagram? Great question. Now I'm going to promote my Instagram. It's spi.studios. Somebody took SPI Studios, so I'm spi.studios instead of SPI Studios. And I post a lot of content on there, like promotion of my YouTube videos a lot. Just fun videos in real life. Like I was out on a run one day and I encountered a turkey. I'm not kidding. Like that actually happened. So I put that on Instagram. I'm trying to think of what else I've done. I posted just updates of my life and stuff. Like there have been pictures of me with college friends and stuff, cool people, and updates for YouTube videos, like some behind the scenes videos for stuff like that. Exclusive trailers that come out like before the actual YouTube trailer, like Mr. Narrator does stuff. I had something for that. Yeah, cool stuff. And if you're not following me on there, why not? Unless you don't have an Instagram. That's true. All right, I'm gonna look at the chat on my phone though because for some reason it's not showing up. For some reason, it's not showing up. Ah, it's my voice. Okay. When did you find out that you like stop motion? I've liked stop motion for a long time. Basically, like once I got into watching Lego YouTube videos, which was 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even longer, honestly, like maybe 8 years ago, 10 years ago, like when I was getting into Lego. Like I got into Lego when I was like, I think I was either 7, 8, or 9, some age around there. And Ninjago came out when I was almost 11. And so it wasn't the first theme that I got into, but it was one of the first. I was into like Lego Racers, Lego World Racers, for those of you that remember that. Trying to think of what else. Just a lot of racing stuff, honestly, and then Ninjago. So, yeah. Oh, Lego Universe. I love that game. That was one of my favorite Lego memories was Lego Universe. But stop motion for me, I really started with, I don't know if you guys know Brotherhood Workshop, or I'm trying to think of some other YouTubers, more professional stop motion YouTubers. Like I didn't start with like Ninjago series by like DT or AL or a lot of the like popular Ninjago YouTubers that people watch now. But I started with people like Brotherhood Workshop and Michael Hickok's films, and stuff like that. And then now I still don't really watch many of the popular Ninjago YouTubers, I'm going to be honest. I mostly watch like my friends. Like if you're friends with me on YouTube, I probably watch your stop motion series, or I've been trying to and I haven't caught up yet. That's happened with a lot of them too. So like I watch Zach's, I watch Mitchell's, I watch Brick Filmer 125's. Yeah, they're basically just like people that I am friends with and like have done videos with, and I watch their series. Energy Blast Productions, Mike RM Productions, Ethan Studios. Yeah, just a lot of people like that are mainly the YouTubers that I watch now. And I'm not fully caught up on all of them yet just because I've done a lot of other stuff. And at camp, I didn't really have time to watch YouTube videos because I didn't really have my phone a lot of the time, but that was fine. And yeah, I hope I answered the original question right. There are a lot of questions now, and I don't know if I can answer all of them. So I'm going to try to get through them fast. But I'm going to do it on my phone because am me your friend? If you fix your grammar, I will be. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we can be friends. You just have to subscribe. That's how it works. If you're not subscribed to me, you're not my friend. No, I'm just kidding. I have friends that aren't subscribed to me. I wonder about them sometimes. I'm just like, what if they're not subscribed to me? And then they are, and I'm like, are we actually friends? No, I'm just kidding. That's completely a joke. You can still be my friend and not be subscribed. Let's see, what other questions? Have you ever had a vision with God? That's a deep question. I haven't had like a vision. I tried like a dream journal thing. This question is about dreams. Dreams are really cool because they're kind of the type of thing where it's like you live out your day and it could be normal or whatever. It could be weird. I don't know. I'm gonna turn off that light real quick. I'm sorry. This is so unprofessional. While I collect my thoughts on dreams. Okay, hopefully that's way better. Why did I not do that before? Okay. So dreams are really cool because it's shining in my face though. That's the only downside. They're really cool. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make it as professional as I can. So dreams are really cool because basically they're the type of thing where like you live out your day and it's normal and whatever, and then you go to sleep and you're just like experiencing all these like weird images, and they see like videos, and you're just like, what is going on? Like, what am I dreaming? And you wake up the next morning, you're just like, that just happened. So like scientists have been researching dreams for so long, and they've been trying to figure out like, are dreams like recycling of events, like you trying to recall like events or that kind of thing, or do they not have a meaning at all? What's up with dreams? And something really cool that I did last semester is I started something called a dream journal, and I heard like basically if you write down your dreams, you'll remember them more. So I tried that as soon as I got up every morning for I think it was like a couple weeks. I got up, wrote down my dreams coming in later. So like at the start of it, I was just writing down my dreams and weren't really that many, just like remembered one dream, so I would write that down. And the next day I would remember two dreams now, and then I'm just like remembering two dreams. And then just as it went on, I started remembering like three, four, five dreams, and I'm just like, whoa, like that. That's weird. And a lot of the time, it's they didn't make sense. So it was a dream, but it was weird. And this one time I had a dream where it was legit like kind of creepy and I was like, I don't know if I want to write this down. And I woke up like early that day and I was walking to breakfast, I think. Or I think maybe I was walking to work out. And I was just walking to the workout place on campus and I was just like looking around at trees. And it was kind of one of those dreams where it like if you think about it, it hits you and it like creeps you out a bit. And I was just like walking in the darkness and I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. This is kind of creepy. But it wasn't like scary. It was just like weird in a way. And so dreams can be like that. But I'm kind of getting away from your question. It's about a vision. Um, and I haven't like had a vision that I can recall, but there have been times like in the Old Testament where it talks about like prophets have a vision or like people have had a vision of God, and there's like the verse of like I'm trying to think of what it says, but it's like old men will have visions and young men will dream dreams or something like that. I'm sorry if I misquoted it, but it is true that people have visions about God and stuff, and that they have dreams. And it's also true that people have dreams about creepy forests and stuff, like I did, that don't really mean anything. So there's that too. And I haven't had something like that. I've just had, I'm trying to think of what my other dreams were. They were weird. Like a lot of them included people in my life now, where it's just like I might have been hanging out with people and it was just me hanging out with them again. I'm like, this is a cool dream, and then it cuts to like a creepy forest, and I'm like, go back to the other dream, please. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna go through more questions. Dreams are cool though. Like aside from that, it was cool how like I was remembering dreams. Like I would do that again, but I honestly just got tired of waking up and having to write them down. I was like, I just want to wake up and wake up. I don't want to wake up and like have to write down some paragraphs. Like I got lazy a little bit, and that's why I stopped. But it was cool for a while. All right. There have been a lot of questions because I answered that question in like 3 minutes instead of one. Uh, I ramble sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. What do you think of Ninjago season 12? Yes, a Ninjago question. None of them have been about my book, but that's okay. That's kind of what this stream was going to be. I'll talk about that at the end. If you guys have questions for that, they will take precedence. Sorry, I'm not being biased, but I kind of am. If you have questions about my book, I will answer them first, then any other questions. Right now, I'm going to answer this question about Ninjago season 12. Ninjago is one of those shows where it's like I've watched it since I was 10, and like there have been a bunch of other kids shows that I like watched back then or whatever, and some of them like still go on. I don't watch them anymore, but I watch Ninjago. Like I watch a lot of new shows now, and then there's Ninjago. And I remember, I think it was, I can't remember which class it was, but there's a class like my first semester of college where the teacher like went around and like asked every single person what their favorite show was, and I was like, Ninjago. It's a Lego show and it's pretty cool, and it honestly is. Like it's still my favorite show. And there might have been some missteps with like Hands of Time wasn't the greatest season, and Day of the Party could have been longer, and Yeah, they changed up the looks to make them look more like the movie, and yeah, the movie existed and it was a reboot and should have been like the show, but I'm getting ahead of myself. There might have been some missteps along the way, but right now, season 12 of Ninjago, I just burped there. Season 12 of Ninjago is probably one of my favorite seasons, honestly. I was kind of concerned about the runtime being 11 minutes, but just like as I've been watching it, and as I've been realizing like what they could do with less of a runtime, with like side stories and like making the plots go faster, I think it's a cool idea. I've definitely liked it so far. I've liked where the story's gone. I think they could have had more time for Asphira and the Pyro Snakes. Um, where like in season 12 at the beginning, it was the ninja trying to find the tomb and stuff like that. And they could have put more about the Pyro Snakes in the beginning of the season. Like I get why it started off slow, but did they really have to have an episode about a giant bug? Probably not. But other than that, I'm loving the season so far. I really wish that they would like release them on Cartoon Network as soon as they're released, like that day. They've been better about doing that, but there's still like having we're still like watching them on YouTube before we watch them on Cartoon Network, and that's kind of putting the viewer runtime down. And I don't know if that's a good idea. Like they're good episodes, but I really wish that they would be released on TV where everybody can watch them, and it's not just like people watching pirated episodes. Even though the Ice chapter is awesome, that's my thoughts. That was a lot, and I don't know if I explained that well, but hopefully that answered your question. That's what's happening with a lot of them. uh, okay. Questions. When did you find out that you liked stop motion? There's another question like this. Was it watching stop motion? I can't remember. I'm trying to think if I answered this. I answered a question like when did you start watching stop motion? Or was that the question I answered? I can't remember. I guess talking about stop motion a little bit farther. So that's kind of when I started watching it. Before I answered, like I was watching Brotherhood Workshop and some of the more professional YouTubers, and I started that like I don't know 5, 6, 7 years ago. But I started actually doing it. This is gonna blow your guys' minds. I started actually doing stop motion, like a thing for myself, about a year ago. So many of you are gonna think I'm lying. I'm not kidding. Like I did some stop motion. Like I moved a figure along, or I did some Lego Minecraft stop motions, like a couple of them or whatever. They weren't very good, but it's not anything that I like post on YouTube and made a big deal about it. Like I did one video when I was blazing Minecraft. It was like a Lego Minecraft stop motion. But other than that, haven't really done much stop motion until a year ago when I did the first episode of Students of Spinjitzu. So yeah, or wait, maybe it's 2 years ago. I think it actually has been 2 years. Maybe. Wait, okay, I did that December of 2017. About a year and a half. Okay. Like a year and 3/4. I don't know. Math. I mean, not my best subject. But yeah, it's been very recent for me. Like I haven't done much stop motion before then. But it was editing Villainy that kind of like inspired me to go through with Students of Spinjitzu. And then I've been like doing that series, and it's been awesome. And I did Hooded, and that's kind of been it for stop motion series for me. I only have done one show. If people ask me, they're like, how many stop motion series have you done? One. So yeah. And some movies. Okay. More questions. Hmm. This is the third time I've asked. When will Luke play Moro? Hmm. I don't know if Moro is one of those characters where he is like he's been in the show like Ninjago. He's been in Ninjago, but I don't know if I want to spoil it. It's kind of been out for many years. I guess I can say it because you guys should have watched this already. Moro dies. Sorry if I spoiled it for you. Moro is one of those characters where he's not around for that long. Yeah, he's a ghost already, but ghosts can die by water in Ninjago. So he didn't last after season 5, and they actually brought him back for a special after like his season. Like Moro was the villain of a season. They brought him back for a little bit, and then they brought him back again in like a vision that Sensei Wu had in another season. But they haven't really done much of Moro, and he's one of those characters where I'm like I could bring back, like I could do like the students Spinjitzu fight like some of the villains that the ninja fought, like Garmadon or Chin or Moro, or um, I did the Overlord, so well, kind of Overlord possessed Lloyd. But if I did Moro, I think I would want to do it in something that would be like a prequel or something. Like some people have wondered, they're like, is Moro going to be in the next thing, Student of Wind? Is Moro going to be in it? It's confused some people. He's going to be mentioned, but it's not about Moro. It's about Smuggler and his journey. So, yeah. Um, I don't want to say that Moro's not going to be in it, but Moro's not going to be in it. Yeah, I'm sorry to disappoint. I could like make a cameo. That's actually a good idea. Now that I have more time to do it, I could make a cameo potentially and make Luke play him. That's not a bad idea. I'm thinking about that now. I might make your idea come to life, making Luke play Moro. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up. I can't scroll up. Why is my laptop being weird? This is so weird. Okay. Oh wow, that's a really cool Dream Fire Blast films. Yeah, that could have been a vision. I don't know. Like, I don't know everything. Um, God knows everything. I only know like a little bit, but I guess something to ask. Um, like that's something that you can pray about and like figure out if that's something that like is something that God gave to you, which could very well be if you still remember that. Um, so yeah, that's really cool. Did you work on the book at camp? I didn't really have like much time on it. There's one day where I don't know if I want to tell this story. Oh man, why am I telling this story to YouTube? Okay, I guess I can tell this story, but I got okay. I guess I'll tell it, and this isn't gonna be a public live stream. So for those of you, the 4 people that hear it, congratulations! You get to hear an embarrassing story about me. So it's camp, and um, like there's a lot involved. It's kind of an all day work kind of thing, and I'm like, I have to film. Like I was a videographer there at the camp, and I was like, I have to film. It's the first day of like a week that like the campers get there, like the kids get there, um, and like they were arriving, and I had to be there. And this was like later on in the summer. This is like one of the last sessions, one of the last groups of campers. And so I was like, I can't miss out. But I felt horrible. I felt so sick. I was like, I just need to push through this day. I just need to like, I need to fight through this and do it. And so I did for like the entire day. At the end of the day, I was like, I'm gonna pass out. Like I feel so bad. And I go to the health center there. They're like, yeah, you have, like, you need to stay here. Like you have a high fever, and yeah, you can't, like you can't keep pushing through it. And I was like, okay. So I was stuck in that health center for like 20 hours, like basically a whole day. And I was like, what can I do? And I just got my writing notebook and just wrote for the entire time. So that's literally like the only time that I had to write. There were like 1 or 2 other times, like if I had time off, like a lunch off or something like that. Other than that, like that was mainly the time where I wrote like so much. probably been the most I've written on paper for that book ever, for the book ever, but it was fun. Like, I felt horrible. I was writing and I was just like, this is cool. I'm kind of tired of doing it just on paper now. I wish I had my laptop, but it's better than just being sick and not doing anything. So, yeah. And then I got better slowly. And I'm here now. I'm alive. So I'm thankful for that time. Okay. Ah, Zach, why are you giving me these questions? Book title, main protagonist name, setting, characters, antagonists. I can't answer these questions. I'd love to answer questions um, about my book that just like reveal everything, but I can't because that would just spoil it. There's some things that I can reveal, and I'm just going to be doing it throughout this entire stream. But I'm going to get through some questions real quick before I just like reveal some information. I'm just gonna do these questions real quick, just because I don't want to ignore anybody's question. So I'm gonna fly through the next questions. Sorry if I don't spend enough time on them, but I want to make sure that I get to all the questions. Let's see. Do you think you will ever make a Christian? Or wait, do you think you'll ever make a stop motion Bible story? That's a cool idea. Like, this thing that I've thought of before, like making a Lego David and Goliath, and making a Lego like Noah's Ark or something like that, like a Bible story that people recognize, but doing it in Lego. Like, that's something that I think that I could honestly see myself doing that down the line. I feel like my stop motion ability has definitely improved since the first episode of Students of Spinjitzu. Like, if you compare that with Hooded Part 3, it's really improved. Like, I'm not trying to say that I'm sorry, I just touched the mic. That probably made a very weird sound. But yeah, that's just something where it's like, yeah, I've definitely improved where I could make other stuff besides Students of Spinjitzu. And I still want to continue Students of Spinjitzu, but it's one of those things where it can't last forever because then it just take up like so much time. So one of the other things that I could do is making something like that. And I probably will down the line. I just don't know when. It might be in like a couple years from now, but I think it will happen at some point. Okay. Oh, there's a theory about Endgame. Kind of a spoiler, so I'm not going to read the question, but it's about a character that could be dead. And, well, Endgame is one of those movies where if you haven't seen it, you probably should have. So I guess I can kind of talk about it. Was Gamora snapped out of existence? That's the question at the end of Endgame. I don't think so, because it's one of those situations where, is this character dead or not? Well, if they're dead, then it makes the next movie less profitable because they killed off a character and it's a comic book movie. So I don't think they're dead. Like, that happens with a lot of things. Like at the end of the latest Spider-Man movie, there's a character that died, and it's like, are they really dead? Probably not. But yeah, I don't think she's dead. I think she's definitely going to return for the next movie. Because if not, why did they bring her back? It makes sense for them to bring her back for the next movie, like for more movies down the line. Okay. Hopefully it didn't spoil that for anybody that hasn't caught up with Marvel. But yeah. Oh, this guy deserves some subscribers. Subscribe to Fire Blast Films. He watched the entirety of Students of Spinjitzu in 2 days. Like, that is amazing. That's what keeps me motivated. Everybody that like binge watches my channel, I'm just like, yes, man. Even if it's just like some of my not as good videos, like some older videos, there's some good content that I made like in 2016 or something where I may or may not have eaten cat food or trying to think what else has happened. Mr. Narrator in a lot of videos has been kind of funny. But then Students of Spinjitzu came around. And it's one of those series where it's like, you can binge watch it. And a lot of people have done that. I've seen like comments where it's like somebody comments on the first episode and then they comment on like the fourth episode and they comment on like the ninth episode and then like 12th, 13th, 15th or whatever in the same day. And I'm like, this dude is binge watching the whole thing. Like that makes me feel happy. So thank you for doing that. You're awesome. Go subscribe to this guy because he's awesome. All right. Funky. No, 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 no. Funky, one of the Minecraft guys that I talked about before, he's live streaming right now. You're not going to get my viewers. I really shouldn't have mentioned that. Don't go to his stream. Don't leave me. No. Can you live stream later? All right. Okay. I can't pick favorites. I'm sorry. Hmm. Let's see. Any other questions before I talk more about the book? Because that's what the stream was basically going to be about. All right. So, since there aren't any questions right now, because I flew through a bunch of them, or I might have skipped some of them. I'm sorry if I skipped any of your questions. Uh, I'm gonna check Instagram. Voice crack. I'm gonna check Instagram real quick just to see. Hmm. Not many people. Not many people have seen that story, so I could like do another one. Maybe I don't know. That'll give people a notification. I just want to bring in more people to watch the stream. Uh, like if you guys know anybody that watches my channel, bring him in, please, because I might end this soon. So I'm going to be talking about the book right now. I may or may not just spill water all over my mic. That's probably not good. I should not have done that. This is going to sound weird. I'm sorry. There's water on my mic. This is so unprofessional. So unprofessional. Water on my chin, too. My quality just like, wait, I'm going to listen to it. Is it weird? Is it weird? Echo. Echo. Okay. Have you noticed that 2019 was a pretty fast year? I mean, that's kind of what happens with years. Like they start off slow and it's just like, man, this is so slow. And as you're going through the days and you look back on, you're like, that was fast. When in reality, it was just the same time. Like it's kind of a perspective kind of thing. Where I can remember sometimes in the year where I'm just like, this is going by so slow. But now I'm just like, oh, wow, it's August. I still haven't released a stop motion movie. Um, almost September. Oh, yeah. Um, probably going to release that in October. That's kind of the plan for that. How do you plan out your story for your Ninjago series? That's a good question. Students of Spinjitzu has been something that's been in. Sorry, I misspoke. It's been something that I've been like. It's been. I've been working on it. Like I've been thinking about it. Maybe not working is the right word, but I've been like thinking about it, like what I can do with it for 5 years. Like it's been so long, and I've been like, I'm gonna make a stop motion series, and I never did for like the longest time. Never really got into stop motion until um, 1.5, I think, is what we went with years ago or so. Like not last December, but the December before that. So almost 2 years is when I really got into it. But how I planned it out, um, basically just writing. Like if you just if you have a piece of paper or you have like a document, like a digital document, like on Google Docs or something, and you just brainstorm, like you just brainstorm a bunch of ideas. You just kind of like think of stuff and you like brainstorming. You can even like ask people like, hey, is this a good idea or not? But also like watching other movies and other shows and other things. I don't know. Reading helps, reading literature, reading my book that will come out. Sorry, a little promotion there. But basically, just like exposing yourself to other material can also help with coming up with ideas because then you realize what people like and what's good, basically. And once you are brainstorming all those ideas, then you can kind of start to form your story and you're like, this is where this should go, this is where this should go, this is how it should end, or this is how it should begin, and then this is what should lead up to the ending, and then this is how it should end. And you can fill in the middle later, like as you're going through with actually writing it. And that's basically just how you can plan out a series or a book too. Like it really helps with just writing anything, basically. I hope that answered your question. Uh, it's 11 p.m. where I live, and I stayed up to watch this. Thank you so much. That means a lot. And you binge watched my series, and you stayed up to watch this. You're awesome. Go subscribe to this man. um, should I write a sci-fi novel? Yes. If you think it's a good idea, if it's something that you really want to do, and you feel like people would read it, even if you don't feel like people would read it, but you feel like people could read it, and you have fun with writing, those are all good motivators to get you going with writing. And I think if you have an idea where you're like, this is an idea, then you should write it. But also, I do want to point out, like a lot of people write books, but they just write to write, like they don't have a purpose. I feel like an important part of a book, or at least in my opinion, is if there's like a message to the book. Like if you're just writing a book and you're just like, here's information, here's some characters, and they fight a dude, and the book's over. And then somebody's like, oh, I just read about some characters and they fought a dude, and it's another book universe. Yay. And it's like, that's kind of all they take from it. But I feel like if you're writing a book or making a stop motion or doing anything creatively, something that's important is what else can they take from the book. So like specifically like in your case, Zach, with your series, there was like a conflict with Lloyd. I'm kind of spoiling his series a bit. There's a conflict with Lloyd and like him fighting in his mind, like, what should I do? Should I continue fighting, or how do I continue doing this? How do I fight justice and not fight justice? How do I fight with justice? Um, and like an example in my series with Mr. Narrator Does Stuff, SPI had to forgive Haxor, like me in that series. Like I had to do some forgiveness. And there's also like other things that you can do with like, you can make the book encouraging and people can be like, there is hope for my situation. And that like, I'm reading this book and it's inspiring me to keep going because the main character is still going. So I think having a message to the book, having themes where they can inspire people and people can not only take the plot from the book, but they can also take encouraging thoughts from the book and themes and ideas and that kind of thing is really what makes a book stand out and is unique from just boom, it's a book kind of thing. Because it could be like a really good book, but there might not be any point to it, which happens in a lot of movies nowadays. The Last Jedi. No, I'm just kidding. There actually were themes in The Last Jedi. Okay. What books do you like to read? Thank you for asking that question because it's about me. No, I'm just kidding. I've been super into the Warrior series. It's about like warrior cats. I haven't been as into them recently. Like right now, I really need to get like back into reading. Like right now, I've just been reading books for school. But I recently read a book called I'm sorry, I just did that mid burp. It's called I Still Believe. It's by a Christian artist named Jeremy Camp. It's basically like his story and like how he got through some hard times and that kind of thing. It was just a really cool book to read. Like I liked it. I'm even considering reading it again. And he just released a trailer for the movie for like they're working on a movie called I Still Believe, and it's starring the guy from Riverdale. So if you guys have watched Riverdale, it's starring Archie as a young Jeremy Camp, and it's kind of like a love story, but is it though? Because it's his story, and if you know how that ends, let's just say it's going to be an emotional tearjerker because like the book is really good, and I feel like this movie is going to be awesome. And yeah, that's one of the latest books I've read. Also, the Warrior Cat series. That's what I mentioned before. Okay, trying to think of what else. Um. Hmm. Oh, I read the Bible, books in the Bible. I'm going through Romans right now. But talking about like books other than that, I've been writing a lot, so it's been kind of hard to like read a book while I'm reading my own book. Like right now, I'm reading my own book, trying to like find errors and stuff. Um, but yeah, I've mainly read the other stuff that I previously mentioned. I've read graphic novels and stuff, like Spider-Man comics are cool. I try to make my own book. If you feel like you have an idea that is like a really good idea that you want to put out there, I would recommend continuing that. Like if you have something where you're like, this is something that could be really cool to read. Like people might like it. I like it personally. Like that, if that's what you're thinking, and this is something that could like encourage people to, with like some of the themes in the book. Um, I'd recommend pursuing that. Like, yeah, book writing can be super fun. A lot of people think, oh, writing, it's boring, but that's because of English class and their lies. And it's like you have to write this essay, but no, writing is like you can legit write anything. Like some people use that for bad, like they write bad stuff. I wouldn't recommend that. But you can write like stuff that is just completely out of this world, awesome, crazy space and time adventure. You could write a book that's just like super encouraging and emotional and a tearjerker and just like really hits you. You could write a book that's just like so much action and like punches and ninja fighting bad guys, and that's my book. Yeah. Um, so yeah, and I just quit because I didn't feel like it had a good story. Well, that's kind of what happens to authors, like any author, when they're starting it. Like when you start it, when you start the book, oftentimes the first story that you have written, like the first story that you're writing, might not be that good. That's what kind of happened for me. Is I wrote my book out and I'm just like, I need to fix this. Like it's a good plotter idea or whatever, but it needs a lot of work. So, like you could have a story, but it just needs some improvement, and then it could be a really great story. So I feel like if you have something that could work, you could modify it and try to like brainstorm on how you could improve it, and then boom, you might have a bestseller. So yeah. Do you have a favorite Ninjago villain? Destiny Alter. All right, next question. I'm serious. Okay, in reality, for the show, hmm. Yo, SPI, you skipped me. I thought I answered your questions. I said I couldn't have favorites. And then I said, what did I say for the other one? Did I work on the book at camp? I told that embarrassing story about how I was sick and had to stay in the health center, but I wrote for the entire time. I thought I answered your questions. If you have another one, though, you can ask it. What was that question I was just about to ask? I met someone who said they hate writing stories and they want to make a book. You kind of have to want to write a story to make a book. Like I get it. There's times when you're just like, I don't want to write. Like that's happened to me so many times. It's crazy. But yeah, at the same time, I'm like, I need to write this. Like I kind of have come to a point where I'm like, I'm motivated enough to endure through the entire thing, to work on it for 4 years and rewrite it a few times and edit it and keep editing it and keep editing it and keep editing it and keep editing it. I'm still editing it and I have a few more weeks, but then eventually it's going to be done. And in the end, I feel like it's going to be, you're just going to be like, this might be good. I don't know. Am I supposed to say, wow, I'm proud of it? No, it could also be you come with a story and it's terrible and then you have to rewrite it again. I don't know. I'm just being honest. Like that could happen too. I don't mean to like put this guy down or anything, but just keep in mind, like as you're writing and you're like fighting through it, it could be bad, but you can still keep improving, and it might come to a point where you're like, this is what I wanted to do the whole time. I feel like this is good. Like it'll take a lot, but writing a lot of times is worth it in the end, because you could make something really awesome that can inspire people, can make people laugh, and it can be something that is just something that people have never seen before or read before, I guess. And yeah, I just encourage you, and if you can encourage the other person, just keep trying it out. Keep seeing if what they can do with making a book. Can I be in your book? It's kind of already being finished, so I don't really take requests for people being in books, just because, like, what if I kill off your character? Like, they might get offended by that. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I was going to answer the question about Ninjago villain. So I'm going to be kind of wrapping up the stream now, just because I've been going for a while. So if you have other questions, please give them to me. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about the book, because that's what it's going to be about. And didn't really get much questions about that. That's okay. I'm not offended or anything, but I actually am, and I'm going to leave this. No, I'm just kidding. My favorite Ninjago villain, honestly, probably just Garmadon, like from the show, just because, like season 2, if you rewatch season 2 of Lego Ninjago, he is awesome in those Mega Weapon episodes. Those are some of my favorite episodes in the whole show. Like, some people consider them filler, but Garmadon is hilarious, and I'm just like, this guy is awesome. Like, there's some even emotional stuff with him, and like when he's brought back, and like fighting Lloyd, and like he's still back, and he was hilarious. Like, honestly, I feel like some of the funniest Ninjago stuff in the entirety of the show, the movie, everything, some of the funniest stuff in the show, and like anything Ninjago was in March of the Oni with Lloyd and Garmadon. Like, I was dying of laughter, just because, yeah, Garmadon is, yeah, he's amazing. And there are so many other good villains. Like, it's not just Garmadon. There's also like Moro and Chen and Destiny Alter and Destiny Alter. And, no, I'm just kidding. But yeah. Okay. Can you name all of your original characters in my book? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna name anybody. That's probably gonna offend some of you, but I don't want to reveal anything. Like, there will be a point where I put out like a trailer for the book, and like I have a release date, and I have some art that I reveal. There will even be like a title reveal video. But until then, I'm not gonna reveal like any plot points or anything, any characters, until it gets up to the point where I have art for it finally, and I have a day when it's coming out. So yeah, I don't know when that is yet. Publishing can take like weeks or months. It could also take like 2 years. Like, it's one of those things. I don't have it sent to the publisher yet. Like, I'm still editing it. I'm gonna send it to a couple of people to like look through, and so I have like a little bit more time on the editing process. But I think it'll be sent probably at the end of the month, and that might even be at the latest too. I feel like it'll be around like close to the end of September. I've said that with a lot of things, like, oh, I'm gonna get the stop motion done on this month, or oh, I'm gonna do this on this day. I feel like I'm pretty confident enough where it can be completely done, ready to read in a month or so. So, yeah, or less than a month. That's what I meant to say. I don't know if I'm going to be a counselor next year. Thank you for your question, Zach, with an H Gaming. Shout out to him. He's a cool YouTuber. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Like, my life could be very different next year. I could be going on a book tour. Maybe not that soon. But, yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be working at the same camp or a different camp. Like, I loved working. I was at Camp War Eagle. For those of you that don't know, that was the camp that I was working at. I made a post on Instagram about it and a video. But I don't know if I'm going to be working there at a different camp. I would love to go back and work there again. But I really don't know like where my life is going up to that point. It depends a lot on, I don't know, a lot of things. The book, for one thing. Who's going to illustrate my book? Me. But it's going to be, it's going to be a different kind of thing. I don't know how much I want to reveal. But basically, like how I make YouTube thumbnails is I'm going to kind of like, I'm going to form my words together better. So basically, how I make YouTube thumbnails is I have like me in the thumbnail, or I have like a Lego minifigure in the thumbnail, and I like put them together with a background. So that's kind of what I'm going to do with my book is I'm going to have like a picture of a ninja, and I'm going to put him with background stuff. So like buildings and that kind of thing. I'm going to use my green screen for that. So it's not going to be a drawing necessarily. It's going to be more of like a YouTube thumbnail because I want it to like pop out, and I want it to be something that like won't look bad because I'm bad at drawing. There's that too. And this is something that I can do. So I'm going to have to like make my own ninja suit, and it's going to be super cool. I might do like a behind the scenes video on this, which will probably be released in like months from now, because even though I'd be recording it now, I can't release it until like my book stuff is out. So yeah. Okay, where can we buy your book? I don't know yet, but I hope it to be available on like, you can maybe get on like Amazon.com or like BarnesandNoble.com, or like if you go to like a Barnes and Noble, or if you go to, hopefully it's available like Walmart, or just like, I just want to put it out there in bookstores and stuff. It's not going to be something where you can just find it online. I'm like in contact with a publisher that if I like put the money in, which I like earned at camp, and if I send the book to them, they're going to put it out there and send it to like bookstores and that kind of thing. So I don't know exactly all the details. I don't know how much of a priority I will have, because I'm a beginning author, and it's not like, oh, I can also put it next to all these bestsellers. Probably not going to happen. But I think it's going to be, from what like I've talked to them about, it's going to be kind of one of those things where they put it out enough where it will be available, or you could like request it at a bookstore, that kind of thing. So yeah, hopefully that answered your question. Unless you guys have any more questions, I'm going to wrap up this stream just because I've been going for a pretty long time here. And let's see. My name isn't spelled with a V and an A. I'm sorry. Okay. Do I have Discord? I don't have Discord. I had it for like a little bit of time. I'm not really a fan of it. Like, if you really want to contact me, honestly, the best way of doing that is probably just Instagram. Like, I can answer your questions about like my channel. Like, if you guys have any more questions about like my channel, or a question about the Bible, like that's honestly something that like I've wanted you guys to like ask me about. Like I'm putting myself out there, and I'm like, hey, I can answer your questions about this. So if you want to ask me questions, Instagram is that kind of place. So yeah, and saying subscribe to this channel because you'll have video updates. All right. I guess to wrap up, I'm going to be talking about one more thing regarding my book. Oh, we have another question. Okay, I'll talk about that first. What do you use to make stop motion videos? I use an iPhone and a little iPhone stand. I know it's really unprofessional, but it is kind of good. Instagram is spi.studios. And like I have the iPhone positioned at a minifigure and stuff. An important part of stop motion that a lot of people don't do, I feel like it's a really important thing that more people should do, is making backgrounds. So like if there's a character in a city or something, shouldn't just have like a base plate. You should have like a whole town. May not have to be like 5, 10 buildings, but it could just be like the front of the building. Like you could use some tricks that way, and yeah, that kind of thing. Okay. I also use Stop Motion Studio to help like combine the pictures, and iMovie to edit. I'm kind of getting into Premiere Pro, but it costs like a bunch of money every month, so not getting into it then. But I've kind of gotten into it a little bit, so I edit that. Have you ever thought of becoming a priest? I don't know if that's kind of my thing. I'm studying youth ministry at my college. That's basically what I'm getting into, and I don't know exactly like where that will lead, like where God will lead me in that. But I'm thinking it might be like a youth minister at a church. It might be something different. Could be like something camp related. It could be something I don't know. But I know it's to get into ministry, write a book, publish a book, and kind of minister in that way too. And so, yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Could lead to a church down the line. But yeah, making my own church, that would be an interesting concept. That'd be a huge task. What does SPI mean? It means my initials. So, yeah, but it also means there's also another meaning that I came up with recently. So, like my first name's Steven. But there's also another meaning. And it's Savior first, people second, and I am third. And I did this on one of my, like, I had like a week before I left for camp where I did a devotional kind of thing. And yeah, like basically that was kind of another concept that I have alongside my name is Savior first, people second, and I am third, as kind of like a motto that I'm trying to live by. And it's really hard to kind of like put yourself behind other people a lot of the time, but I'm trying. One way I'm doing that is making videos for you guys and making a book for you guys. And yeah, hopefully it's going to be something that you read. I don't know. All right. I'm going to wrap this up now. Okay, so basically I'm just going to give like an overview of the book. Those are pretty much all my questions. I'm just going to sleep now. Goodbye. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to stay for a few minutes, I'm about to end it. You can go right now if you guys want to, but honestly, I feel like this part of the stream is going to be a good, enriching, enlightening part of the stream. I don't know. Okay. Regarding my book. So it's going to be around 270 pages. I'm wrapping it up this month. Well, not this month. September, almost this month, almost next month. Be wrapping up in September. It's going to be focused on a teenager who's training to become a ninja. So basically, it's about ninjutsu, and it's about like training and like pressing on through hard discipline and self-discipline and that kind of thing. Like with students with Spinjitzu and with Hooded, it's like, boom, they're ninja. Or Hooded, it's just like, oh, yeah, we're going to become ninja. Now we're ninja. In this book, it's like, no, you got to become a ninja before you are a ninja. So there's a lot of that training process, and it's set in a realistic world. So like with students of ninjutsu and that kind of thing, like I've done, it's like, oh, they have elemental powers and they can stop villains, or even like Mr. Narrator does stuff. Hacksaw can hack something that's not something that you can usually hack, and they're usually okay at that point. But in this book, it's like, this is a realistic world. There's a big threat out there. This character could literally die as he's been like training to become a ninja, and now he's putting his skills to use by like fighting the antagonist. He could die. Like the antagonists, they're bad guys with guns, and it's set in a real world where the stakes are high and there's a lot of action involved, and there's a lot of concepts that deal with like endurance and pressing on and focusing on like the objective. And I'm trying to think of some other concepts. I don't want to reveal all of them because that would be spoilers too. But yeah, I feel like it's one of those type of books where you can read it, and then once you're done with it, it's like, that's a lot of information that I can use in life. That's pretty cool. And I don't give the credit to myself. I give the credit to God, because this has been something that I've been like praying about. And a lot of this comes from the Bible, and like putting this into it has just been like super cool. Like him helping me to like do this. This is like all him. I give him the credit for doing this, because without him, I would not have continued writing, and I would not have gotten up to this point, and I would not be able to publish it. Like going to camp, being a counselor really helped me get like the funds for the book. But without God sending me to that camp, I might not have the money today to publish it, and I might not have been able to like finish it either. Like I could have given up, but God has helped me to get up to this point where I can put it out there for all of you to read, and to hopefully inspire so many other people to be inspired. I don't know. How much will the book be? I really don't know. That's one of the questions for later, I feel like. I want it to be on the cheaper side, so it's not going to be like $15 or something. I want it to be more like $5 or I don't know, like $4, $5, $6, something like that. I don't want it to be cheaper, so I think there's going to be a point in time where the publishers and I like talk about a price, and we like think of one. And how it works is the more expensive it is, the more money I would get. And honestly, I'd probably just put it towards student loans. Like I'm not really going to use this money for anything other than paying off college debt. But the point is, like the more expensive this is, like the more chance I have also making more books and like stuff like that. And so it's like I could do that, but at the same time, it would also push people away. And so I don't want to do that. I want it to be cheaper. And so like it's not about the money for me. It's about more people reading it, more than the money. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you heard that last part, because it was kind of what I was getting to. But yeah, thank you for tuning in and binge watching Students of Spinjitzu. That is awesome. And yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make the stream public though. So yeah, because it was really unprofessional. It went on for an hour and 30 minutes. So I might just make it unlisted, like so you could click on the link, but I won't make it public. Okay. Without further ado, I think that's pretty much it. I can't really give much else away for the book. Yeah, there's some comedy in it, so you can get some laughs. It's kind of like if you watch Students of Spinjitzu, you know there's action and there's an antagonist and there's inspiration, but there's also comedy. So it's not like I've given up on comedy. There's a lot of comedy in it, actually. It's not a book that's for comedy. It's not something that's like, hey, this is a funny book, but that's all it is. No, it's a book that I feel like, if anything, it's something that you can read and like learn some important lessons from. from like ninja training and like how the characters fight and stuff. It's not just a good guy fighting a bad guy. It's like you really start to think about how justice is happening, kind of like Hooded in a way. Hooded was kind of inspired from this, actually. I don't really want to get too much into that because I'd be spoiling what this is about. But yeah, so it's going to be awesome. I don't know when it's coming, so I can't say anything like that. What else is coming on this channel? I'm just going to get into this as I wrap this up. Basically, I have a new series that's coming. I'm going to be calling it SPI Studies instead of SPI Studios. It's basically so I can give like the Bible study type of content a name. So instead of SPI Studios, it's SPI Studies. And other than that, I'm going to continue how-to video skits. So like the one that I do with my friends Ben and Tyler, I'm going to be doing that. And I'm also going to be doing like fun type of content. Like I did a Legoland vlog recently. I'm going to be doing more stuff like that. So it's not just going to be inspirational stuff. It's also going to be fun stuff that you can watch and get a laugh at and that kind of thing. Maybe some adventures with friends, hopefully. But yeah, that's basically what's coming. And in October, I'm going to be doing Ninjago, Students of Spinjitzu again. Going to be reviving it for one person. You get to hear this because I saved it till the end. Big news. I'm actually doing a third season of Students of Spinjitzu. And with that, I'm going to be wrapping up this stream because I just revealed it. And now nobody gets to know because only one person is here. One person, thank you for tuning in. Now you get to know I'm doing a season 3. Now 2 people join. Doing a season 3 of Students of Spinjitzu. This, hopefully December, sometime like that. It's going to be a little shorter season. I think I've talked a little bit about it before. But yeah, it's happening. It's going to be kind of happening at a point in time where my book will be done, so I don't have to work on that. And my school semester will be over, so it'll be like at a point in time where I can just do this series and yeah, get back to Students of Spinjitzu finally. So that's what's coming on the channel. Just to give a little recap, SPI Studies is where I study the Bible and like kind of talk about that with you guys. It'll just be like a talk series, and then more how-to video skits, so like interpreting it, but also there's comedy and stuff, and I bring other people on. Fun videos, like I did a vlog recently, so like fun videos, and then Students of Spinjitzu, which will be back for a third season this winter. And also my book, which is the best part of all that news. Okay, so that's my channel. Hopefully I'll be doing a video every week. That's kind of my goal, is 1 video a week. I'm really like focused on schoolwork this semester. Like I have to do it, so it's not like I'm putting YouTube off for that. No, I'm doing it alongside schoolwork, so that takes precedence. Also, my book takes precedence over YouTube stuff, so might not be as much as. Actually, I really haven't uploaded that much this year, I've realized. So actually, there might be more than before in this year, but not as much as last year in 2018. But there will be at least a video every week, hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for. Thank you guys for tuning in. I might have something planned for not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. That's kind of my plan. And yeah, there might be something uploaded in between there. But other than that, I will see you all next. Wait, Brick Boss Bennett joined at the very end of the stream. I'm sorry. I'm ending the stream. Do you have a question, like before I end the stream? You have a question? LOL. Is LOL your question? Or do you actually have something? No, you don't have a question. Okay. And with that, I will see you all next time. Thank you to everybody who has tuned in on this stream. I really appreciate it. Subscribe.